Alright, we are live. Let's see if there were any setups this morning. Now, at the beginning of the day, it kind of looked like it could have been Seek and Destroy. But I don't know if we're coming back. I mean, maybe, but it kind of seems like we're expanding to the upside. And you'll note that we actually pushed into a key level on the weekly chart. We pushed into this 6 hour for value gap here. So from a weekly perspective, this could be a Tuesday low of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday expansion. And remember, I still think the market is drawing to that area above. Trying to remember where it is. But like, here's the 2 to 2. See how well that marks out that 2 to 2.5. I think the market could be drawing here. I think this is. It was either this area or it was somewhere else. We'll mark it out in just a second. So we have this 4 to 4.5. So what else? Oh, I know for sure what one I can measure. This one. I measured out this one a lot, and this one always gave me some good projections. Yeah. Anyway, I think the market could be drawing higher is the point. I'm going to get rid of these, though, for now. But we pushed into that 6 hour for value gap, and we got a reaction. It's also a 12 hour for value gap. It's also a daily for value gap. But I think we had a new week opening gap that hadn't got tapped into, which is important to know. We were getting a move back down, but like there's not enough structure to really form a trade, in all honesty. I would like to see maybe a setup to this data low, but likely we are not going to get that until we get quite a bit more structure. And once again, the market looks bullish, so we might not actually get this for a while. And low key, if the market is bullish, then maybe we shouldn't see this data low get hit. We just got to get more information and then decide, right? So here we have let's see. I was kind of thinking that we might be drawing to this, like we reacted off of this new week opening gap. So I was kind of thinking like it's possible that we're drawing to this other new week opening gap. We reacted off of this. That was a thought that I had, and I think that could be happening. But okay, I'm gonna turn on all the indicators on the other screen. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing that real quick. Hang on, it's just gonna take a second. I don't know why, but it keeps not saving everything, which is really actually kind of annoying. Maybe we're getting a 30-second to the upside. Let's check. something. Okay, I got all of those pulled up. Oh my gosh. So we're actually reacting off of a new day opening gap here. Look at this. So I could see us moving higher to the next one. Move from here to here. It's a possibility. Just getting everything pulled up right now. Hang on. It's still gonna take a while. Let's look at StatMap. So if we're expecting today to expand to the upside possibly, maybe. Let's look at StatMap. Then we have our daily distribution level up here. Does that correspond with like a good draw on liquidity? Or a PD array? I mean, kind of. So, did London push into a key level? That's something else we gotta figure out. Did London push into a key level? Because if so, then maybe this could be London reversal. We have a BPR right here. I don't think we quite pushed into it. It's interesting because this data wick, guess where this data wick went? Guess where the low was? Check this out. Sorry, it's wrong on MNQ. It's exact on NQZ. Check this out. filled the new day opening gap here. Isn't that crazy? There's something about new day opening gaps, guys. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. Then I have to remember to always go back to this chart before I execute. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. I'm going to get my short and long position tools just like off to the side here at any point, just in case. So I am always ready. Let's look for possibly 15-minute PD raise. That was a trade from yesterday that did not work. It was a 5-minute inversion. I thought this was okay. Pop low and a low, and we just did not move. That was interesting. But it was also at like 12, so that's that's lunchtime. So those setups don't work as well usually, which makes kind of sense. So, I mean, I do think we'll continue to the upside. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is the right... Or will we? Let's try and figure out the higher time frame context here. So, like I said, we opened, pushed down, London pushed down. Or what it could be is it could be another day like yesterday where like London didn't really push into a key level. That's actually probably what it is. It's probably another New York Judas. I mean London Judas. What's it called? Let me look at my Discord server. It might be what it is today. Another one of these New York. I'll just have to pull it up. But it's possible it could be another one of these. New York Judas. So like, we push up, or no. So London like pushes into a fake key level, and then we push up in during New York, and then there's no. Then we take out London again. That's possible, honestly, with this data low. But until we get the right context, that doesn't really make sense. Like, what other draws on liquidity do we have? We got previous day's high. We got previous week. I was gonna say previous week's high lines up well, but previous week's high, that's not actually previous week's high. That's because we already took out previous week's high here. So this isn't. It's not what we want. So we have high of the week right here is what we have. Do we have like anything down here? We got lows from over here. This distribution level could line up with here. It's kind of unclear. I want it to be really clear. Oh, high time frame SMTs. Let's look for SMTs. We gotta look for SMTs. So far, I don't really see anything, but we'll just have to see. I'm trying to be a lot more careful today than I was yesterday, honestly. Like, a lot more careful. I mean, we still have the bearish SMT from on forget what it's called, Monday and Tuesday. That was a big bearish SMT. That was this SMT from over here. That was this SMT. I'm looking for more SMTs here. I mean, like, then there was also SMT here, right? I mean, if you met, this is the manipulation move, right? So let's measure out standard deviations. I mean, I don't know. That 4 to 4.5 kind of seems like it got hit. Maybe not, though. Okay, well, did we get any bullish SMTs? Like, at all? Oh. Here's an inversion, but... do I want to take it? I just think this is one of those situations where, like, I don't know, there's an external gap here. I don't know, for maybe we don't, I don't know, it's not light bulb for me, so I'm not gonna take it. I mean, it'd be cool if we could get a setup down to this data low here. I mean, maybe, but... yeah, any trades I take, I want it to be stupidly obvious. So we got this fair value gap here. We'll see if we break through it. This inversion so far is playing out. So far, this would have worked. It would have worked. I don't know. Maybe this was a good trade. Delivering from a fair value gap too. And we swept out a low. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But like low key, like you would have to take profit here because there's an external gap. Or at least move your stop loss to break even. That RR isn't super good. Or maybe you would just hold through. the fair value gap. I guess you could have taken this. I'm honestly just kind of like scarred from yesterday, dude. Yesterday was like really hard for me. I'm just trying to be really careful. In all honesty, I want to be really smart about this today. Oh, you know what else though? Another reason this was actually better. The reason this has higher probability is because of the new day opening gap. Yeah, I think with this understanding, you filled this new day opening gap. It's a lot better of a trade. Still though, you need to move your stop loss to break even here, and then yeah. I don't know. It's still like iffy, even though it's a good trade. It's still like iffy to me, which is why I didn't take it. But probably was a good trade, but whatever. So we got that inversion here. That was a nice inversion. Just trying to be smart here. But we did react off this new day opening gap. So very possibly we might expand to this next one. It's possible. This is probably worth a shot. It is probably worth a shot on at least demo. But it's okay. Wonder if Dodgy took that. I don't know. Like, I genuinely just don't know if that was good, so. I want something even higher probability. Okay, our new 1 hour candle just formed. We are at the high of the hour right now. I mean the high of the day, high of the 4 hour, and high of the hour. But I think we could be expanding to the upside too, so I'm just trying to be thoughtful here. Let's see. I'm gonna mark out our PD arrays we're approaching. We got this hourly rejection block. It's up here. which is a 15-minute order block. Which is a 5-minute break block. So I'm interested to see how we react off of that. I mean, we're bullish. We're just waiting for a good inversion setup. That's real. I'm not really saying it has to be one way or the other right now. I mean, I didn't see any like big time SMTs really. The main thing is we reacted off that 6-hour gap below. So it makes sense that we could just expand at this point to the upside. Yeah, we reacted off that 6-hour gap, which is a pretty good key level. So I mean, this could be a buy model off of that. Do we have SMT with any other lows? We do have an SMT with a low from December 3rd. Okay. So that fits in with our like Tuesday low of the week, expansion week criteria, right? That was a really good inversion, clearly. Okay, we got SMT with that December 3rd low. I'll show you guys what I mean on the other chart here. We got SMT with this low here from December 3rd. This is an SMT right here. So but yeah. Anyway, let's look back at the chart. It does kind of feel like we're distributing to the upside now. I really got to be careful to make sure I execute on the right chart. So I need to execute on MNQZ. I think we're heading for that, the distribution level. At this point, I do think since we hit that 6-hour for value gap, we could be expanding to the upside now. So we'll see. Okay. Yeah. Kind of seems like it. else do we got? This will become a breaker if we can close above this. And then retest of this would be a nice confluence. I don't really think we're gonna come back to the data low really anymore, but like eventually probably, but not right now. I mean, this was a good 30-second inversion. I mean, you can just go stop loss to break even at this gap here, and there's not really that much downside, but it's just one of those trades where I was just like, like I could have taken it, but I don't know. I think it was probably good. But here's the thing. We were also reacting off of this new day opening gap, which made it like really, really good. That's what made it really, really good. So at this point, S&P is about to take the high, and NASDAQ still has yet to take the high. So, for instance, possible SMT, but I genuinely think at this point we are distributing to this distribution level. And so that would make sense to say, that would make sense because we also have, yeah, this opposing new day opening gap as a draw on liquidity here. So this is a possible draw on liquidity. You can see how we reacted off of that there. I kind of think this is a good draw. It's below the daily distribution level. We got this buy side here. And yeah. So maybe we might get some manipulation back down at this point. We are hitting this breaker block here on the 15-minute. So I could see a retracement at this point before eventually moving higher. We did retest this manipulation level here. Wherever it went, we retested it. That was another confluence for that trade too. We were retesting that daily manipulation level. Dang, that trade was a lot better than I realized. I just didn't see all those things at the time. So yeah, this is a nice draw, honestly, this new day opening gap. So hopefully we get some kind of manipulation down, and then maybe we'll get a trade to the upside. Maybe possibly manipulation down off of this breaker here, but I don't know how much we'll get. We might not get much. This is a good manipulation move. Here's that 2 to 2.5. Oh, the 4 to 4.5 is right above this draw. We talked about this draw on liquidity. Yeah. Here we hit this 2 to 2.5. Honestly, I could see a retracement here. There's a 2 to 2.5. Hey, we're at that 4 to 4.5. So I think we could get a retracement. But I mean, if I'm bullish, then I honestly want to see. I want to see this retracement into a key level and then a movement higher. 2 to 2.5. Hey, that 4 to 4.5 lines up with the new day opening gap. That's awesome. I think we're drawing here. I'm pretty sure. Measure this out. And the 2 to 2.5 right above the daily distribution level. So, what kind of lower time frame key levels could we push into here? I don't know for sure. Sorry, I gotta use the bathroom. Another thing to note is that setups like this on the 30-second, I swear, on like a day like yesterday, normally would not work. But on a day like today, with the high impact news, I feel like it's a little bit more high probability. Speaking of that, do we have any other news coming out later? You can see we're consolidating a bit right now. So look, this was kind of like AMD right here, a little bit. Okay, let's look for high impact news. Wow, the session distribution level is right at that draw on liquidity. we're just going up and up. I can tell where we're drawing. It's clear. What's it called? Forex Factory. So we had all the news come out already. 8:30. All that news is out. So I think this could be a classic expansion week, maybe, because we pushed into that key level. We pushed into this key level on like Tuesday, so now we could be expanding to the upside Wednesday, Thursday. What? What? Where did that tab go? I didn't even grab it. That's the thing. I don't even know how that happened. I think it's down here. Or am I crazy? Oh my gosh. What the heck? How did that happen anyway? Alright, well, I don't know what to say other than I can tell we're drawing towards that new day opening gap, but I don't know how to enter. Just gotta be patient, I guess. We'll see what happens at market open. This 4 to 4.5 is overlapping with the new day opening gap. Right from one new day opening gap to another. We have previous day's high right here. I mean, this is a strong draw. I think we go here. Whoops. Like I always say, the hardest part about trading isn't trading, it's the waiting for the trades. Because we all know how to trade. We all know what a good setup looks like. But can you sit here and wait through all this movement up and just wait for a good setup? Now, there was this 30-second, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was just too scared to take it. I think it was just like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was good liquidity here, but since we were so bullish, it ended up working. I mean, to be fair, there's not like really good liquidity, but it's just, I mean, it's okay. But we were reacting off those two levels, that new day opening gap and that manipulation level, and so that's additional confluence for sure for the trade. What happened? What the heck? Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was a lot lower. Just one trade a day, disciplined. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, possibly about to close below this. Do we get SMT here? We actually did get SMT here. This might not be terrible. Man, do I want to take it? Because there's two fair value gaps here. I'm not going to take it. I genuinely almost took it on this account, but I just think that there's two fair value gaps here, and I can't put my stop loss above both of them. So. And yeah, we're getting a possible inversion back to the upside now. So 1 minute ITG. Alright. Let's take this on the PA account. What? What the heck? No way, bro. What? What? Okay, well, that was a good setup. I don't care. That was a good setup. But what the heck? This is what happens. Instantaneous death wick. That was like getting stabbed, bro. That was like... Oh my gosh. How does it was within like, I kid you not, within 3 seconds of the candle closure, I enter. Boom. Just instant. That was crazy. What the heck? I don't even know what to say, man. I'm trying my best. I'm just trying my best. Just trying my best. It's like honestly kind of sad because like how does that even happen? Bro, the market makers are watching me. There's no way they're not watching me. They're watching me. I'm just messing. But genuinely, that was crazy. I mean, you have a good stop loss to break even here. Alright, there's my trade for the PA account, bro. So stupid, bro. That's okay. Even though, man, it is what it is. That's unbelievable. I mean, just genuinely look at the 5-second chart. No, I haven't. Low-key, I kind of suck at trading right now. Just trying to keep. I'm gonna try and keep a straight head and take good trades on these other accounts because that's all I can do. But genuinely, like, genuinely, that was a good trade. I mean, come on, inversion in 3 candles. We have previous day's high here. That was a good trade. I'm not gonna be crying about it. It could have worked out. At least I think it was a good trade. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I get that I guess, I don't know. It's kind of confusing because we don't really have good liquidity up here, but we do have previous day's high. So maybe it wasn't the best trade in the world, but you know what? That's what journaling's for. We're going to look at it and we're going to determine if it was good or if it wasn't. So let's go over to our other account now. That's crazy. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Bro, you think? Do you think they're watching me? That was ridiculous, dude. That was ridiculous. Well, this inversion would have worked out nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't for some reason I didn't even at least try it, and I that was a mistake to not try it. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was gonna work. I guess I should just try them versions even if I don't think they're gonna work on at least a demo account. But I just felt like this gap here, like external gap, wasn't gonna get broken, and it ended up getting broken. Yeah, that would be funny. That would be really funny if I posted that on TikTok. This one was worth a shot because you can just move your stop loss to break even right here. But then again, like I also feel like this one could have not worked out. It's just a weird feeling. Like I don't know. This is just I guess I'm gonna need more screen time to determine if stuff like this is good. This was a good 3 inversion candle after sweeping a low in a fair value gap. I feel like there's nothing wrong with this one. I feel like I was just being a little too picky, and yeah, this was fine. So I think the main thing was this external gap here, but worst case scenario, just move your stop loss to break even here, and then you can just hold it if it does break this external gap. So that's what I would do next time. So I'll keep that in mind next time. Like let's say there's an external gap or something. Okay, fine. I'll just move stop loss to break even right here. So in case we do break the gap, then I can get an awesome trade. Because the external gap was the main reason I didn't take it, but other than that, it was like a solid 3 candle inversion after sweeping liquidity in the fair value gap. So, and we are almost at previous day's high now. That draw on liquidity that I said that we're probably gonna go to. And as well, I still think we're going to this opposing new day opening gap, wherever that is. Right here. I still think we're drawing up here, because you'll note a lot of time when you react off of one, you go to the other. This is just something I've seen. And as well, yeah. Which one would have been a good trade? This one? Yeah, this one was a good trade. I should have at least tried it and then moved my stop loss to break even right here. It was probably worth a try, for sure on demo. But the main reason I didn't is because I wasn't totally looking at the 1 minute or the 30-second chart at the time. That was the main reason. So we just hit previous day's high. I still think we're expanding to the upside. You'll also note that this new day opening gap, wherever it is shoot. It's also aligned with the 4 to 4.5 standard deviation. So I think this is where the market's drawing, and let's see what else. Yeah, we're just expanding to the upside. Stat map shows that we haven't yet hit that distribution level. It's still loading, but the stat map shows we still have room to go if it'll load. There's news at 9:45? I don't see any news at 9:45. I was just looking at it. Oh, man. I feel like this trade, this 30-second inversion, is better than this trade, honestly. Because this trade, you don't have a fair value gap you're delivering from. You don't have a clear low you're sweeping. This one on the 30-second over here, you can tell there's a difference. Where was it? Oh, man. There's a reason this one worked, and this one didn't. It's a good reason. Delivering from fair value gap, swept an obvious low, and then get that 30-second inversion. With a clear area, you can move your stop loss to break even. This one, you're not well, I guess you are delivering from this fair value gap, but you don't really sweep an obvious low. It's just different. It's not as good. There's not clear AMD. Here there was clear AMD. Just subtle stuff like that you notice that, like, next time I gotta be better than that. Next time I gotta try and at least take this trade next time, because this was decent. Just stop loss to break even here and you're fine. It's okay. Just gotta watch for the next one. So yeah, I don't have news at 9:45. Mine's showing news was at 8:30, and it's looking like we already had that. So yeah, that was that data wick from over here. This is data wick. But, like, you know what? I don't care if I lose trades. I really don't care. I don't care if I blow an account. I don't care. I'm just getting better. I genuinely am just gonna keep doing this until I get where I want to be, and that's all that matters to me, because I know I can. But yeah, I think we're going to that new day opening gap, and once again, like, if we're expecting the weekly profile to be like an expansion week, we hit this key level. This key level was that 6 hour fair value gap. So, like, this whole entire week, we might be expanding. It's possible. I mean, this could be a buy model with this at the low. Very possibly. And also, we had SMT with this low. I will say that as well. And so, if you measure out this as a manipulation move, man, we could be in the early stages. We could be in the early stages of this next move higher. So, I mean, we're basically already at our target, which is really, really unfortunate, because, like, we're already at our target. It's just kind of annoying. But what that does mean is maybe we can get a trade delivering off of this. Like, I would personally want to see this get filled, but man, I keep getting wrecked with these double purges, and so I'm learning, like, if you see a double purge filling a confluence, that's like one of the best signals for an entry. And, like, because I got wrecked on 2 different double purges last. I'm gonna make a video on double purges, by the way, so I'll have it make a little bit more sense. But, like, basically, like, let's say price comes up and fills this halfway and then comes down, we get a fake inversion right here, and then we come up again, and then we get that inversion, right? That's the double purge. It's this halfway filling and then fully filling. And I got wrecked 2 different times from a double purge. So if you see a confluence get filled halfway and then fully, and then it keeps going down, that's like the ultimate entry, because there's no more confluence left to fill. You already filled it. And the people that were selling up here on this move down already got wrecked. So the double purge is like the ultimate confluence. And I'm really actually learning that. So, like, I don't think double confluences double purges is something you can predict, but if you can see it happen in the chart, it's just to remember, like, oh, that's where Jake got wrecked 2 days in a row earlier this week on this double purge idea. So honestly, if we could see a double purge here, I would like that. I'm gonna make a video on double purges later. So we are about to hit this new day opening gap. I'm not taking any inversions until we fill this thing. Yeah, that's Canadian. It's Canada, bro. It's not US. So yeah, I'm not taking any inversions until we fill this, because I wanna see what happened last week to me happen again right here. Where like people think this is the top, and then we get another fill, halfway fill of it, and then a full fill of it, and then that's when I would want to go short. Because I'll show you the examples from last week actually. I'll show you the examples from last week. We did get this inversion though. This could play out. It's possible, but once again, like with the New Day opening gap right here, I think this will be a fake one. I think it's gonna come back up. Let me show you the ones I took that I got wrecked on from last week. So there's two different ones. I'm just gonna show them really quickly, and how valuable it is to learn from these, right? These fake double purges. Okay, here's the first one. We fill, this is a New Day opening gap. That's what's highlighted in blue. So you can see this right here. The New Day opening gap highlighted in blue. Fake purge of a high going halfway into the gap. This happens right here. I enter on this BPR, and then I get wrecked, and we go fill the gap. And then we move down. And then we get a 3-minute inversion to the downside here. And then you get an entry. It was only once this got filled, after this double purge, right? So this was the 3-minute inversion. That was the trade you wanted to take. So very similar thing happened the next day, where we had this 15-minute gap. We had this 15-minute gap, and I had this outlined. We come up, we fill it halfway. Once again, I entered this inversion after it filled it halfway. And then what happened? This was a stupid trade, by the way. We didn't even really get a good sweep of a high. I was thinking we swept. This was a dumb trade, but yeah, you get the idea. We got this 5-minute inverse, and this genuinely, like, there's no clear sweep of a high. I thought maybe this high over here counted, but that's honestly stupid. Lesson learned here. Anyway, fake purge into a confluence, and then fully purging that confluence. So the double purge, bro. It's the ultimate trick. If you want a really high quality trade, wait for a double purge. And so that's what I learned from earlier this week, is just if you want a really high quality trade, wait for a double purge, and then you'll get a really high quality trade. So, and you can see you could even enter on this inversion here, and this would have been really nice. I think Harry took this. Okay, back to where we were looking. So we actually just filled the New Day. Speaking of, we just filled the New Day opening gap. So low key, we might just go right through it, because we're looking pretty strong here. This inversion back to the upside was okay, but like with the New Day opening gap here, I mean, what are you gonna target? Like, you could target a 1-to-1, I guess. Like that. I mean, that could have worked. I just, with the New Day opening gap there, I don't even know if we're gonna react off of, like, you know, like maybe I had this like 1.01 to 1.1 to 1, and then it doesn't hit the midpoint or something. Like, I guess I could have taken this though. This just right to the midpoint would have been solid. It's whatever. We're approaching that this daily distribution level here. And like I said, this is kind of what I was expecting at, like, from when we started expanding. I realized we were going off this 6-hour for value gap. I realized, okay, and we got this SMT, right? I realized, okay, we're gonna have an expansion week. We're gonna continue to the upside here. Let's measure out this. Here's that -1. So we're approaching that daily distribution level, that -1. I mean, this was the obvious manipulation move from earlier in the morning. This was the London sweep of Asia lows. And we already hit the 4 to 4.5. So we're in max extension territory right now. So maybe I won't get any trades today other than that stupid the 1 minute inversion to the upside that was actually not bad, but I got instantly stopped out. I mean, it could have been better, but man, this 30-second one was the one that I should have taken. It's all right. Just gotta live and move on. I mean, this was okay. I mean, did we have any other trades? Do you guys see any other trades? I mean, there's a breaker here. I mean, we held this breaker, but there's not really a fair value gap. But I do acknowledge we held this breaker here. Alright, we're acting off the daily distribution level, but we're so bullish. I mean, we should have, honestly, if we were going to be bearish, we should have reacted off the 4 to 4.5 and then the opening gap. We're going crazy right now. I do think we are expanding to the upside, that is for sure. Next draw on liquidity could be all-time highs. We are at this BPR, but I don't know how much that's gonna hold, honestly. All right. And yeah, I think tomorrow we'll expand to the upside as well. Clearly, we hit this key level on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So the rest of the week, I would expect to expand. So tomorrow, I'll probably expect to be bullish. Decent 1 minute inversion here once again. I did say that there was a 30-second inversion here too, but like all you're gonna get is a 1-to-1. It's honestly maybe more risk than it's worth because you're already so far in premium. You're so close to the new day opening gap. I mean, it could have worked. Maybe I should have taken it, but this is just like, at this point, this isn't the best trade I've ever seen. The one I wish I took was right here. I mean, we're just expanding and going straight up, so I'm not really seeing anything, honestly. Unfortunate, but you know what? This is what you have to do if you want to get better at trading. You got to sit through price action like this until you get a good trade. I'll make a video on double purges tomorrow. Because, like, if you see a double purge filling a confluence, where, like, the first purge, it went halfway and filled the confluence halfway, that's, like, that's a really high probability trade, if you see that. Dang, bro. I genuinely, whatever. The market's just, the market's out to get me. The market makers are definitely watching me, bro. There's no way they. I'm gonna get water real quick. I'll be right back. Man, in hindsight, this one-minute inversion was okay, but like, it's not anywhere close to as good as this 30-second. Because this 30-second, you got clear AMD. This 30-second, it's like very, very obvious that it's AMD. I mean, clearly. Here you haven't, if this is A, you haven't taken the bottom of this. You're kind of just in the middle of the range. This, you have accumulation, manipulation, this is just like, okay, chop around, random inversion. I really wish I took this one instead. I think this would have been a lot better. But once again, it's hard in real time to make the best decisions you can. Like, in the moment, I see a good 1-minute inversion, I see previous day's high, and I think, okay, I'll give it a shot. It's hard to be perfect. But every day I'm going to get better, so. We are approaching all-time highs. We're almost there. We'll get there. So maybe I'll get a trade up to all-time highs, actually. Possible. Maybe we'll get something delivering from this. The market makers might actually low-key be watching me, because how did that happen? I'm just kidding. All right. We're going to push down. But we do have all-time highs here still. So if we could get A, like A, maybe like a retest of the New Day opening gap. Oh, that would be beautiful. That would be so good if we retest this. That would be really, really good. But I don't know if we're going to come all the way back down there. That'd be pretty high conviction, though, if we did see that. It's already open on this account. I mean, yeah, if we can come up to all-time, if we can go down to that new day opening gap, re-tap into it, and then get an inversion back up, I would like that a lot. So here we have that new day opening gap. It's all the way down here, so I don't know if we're gonna get there, but it's possible. I would like to see that happen. We don't really have any London's highs or anything. We don't have previous day's high to work with. No time levels. Stat map's not helpful. This would not be a high quality inversion. I mean, I see this as liquidity that needs to get ran. If this works, I'm gonna throw some hands, dude. I don't think it should work, but it might. I swear if this works, this should not work. Oh my gosh, it's gonna work. That's stupid. I really hope it doesn't work. Okay. 15-second inversion to the downside. This would honestly be a good 15-second trade, but I'm not trading the 15-second. Also, it's just that right next to all-time highs, so it's just not a smart idea. And honestly, look, it's not gonna work. Yeah. We didn't even close below on the 30-second. Oh my gosh. Market is very, very bullish. I don't think we're coming to retest. This would imply that the market's kind of showing weakness. We see no weakness here. No weakness at all. And we're going to hit all-time highs. All right. So, yeah, there's not really much of opportunity today, unfortunately. New 4-hour candle. That's cool. Yeah. Previous day's highs not helpful right now. Or previous day's highs and lows, previous week's highs and lows. None of those are helpful. Session highs and lows aren't helpful. Time levels aren't helpful. Stat map's not helpful right now. Session stat map's not helpful. Nothing is going to help us right now find a trade because we're all-time highs. We don't have anything to work off of. There's no new day opening gaps. No good SMTs, dude. Unfortunately, like, I knew it was going to happen before it happened. I called it. I said there was giant bullish SMT right here. I said, all the way down here, I said, we're probably going to expand to the upside, and this is probably a buy model. Because we got SMT with this low over here. And unfortunately, I just called it just a little too late. And then we hit this distribution level. So, well, actually, we haven't hit all-time highs yet, but we're about to. So, it's all right. Just gonna keep focusing on getting better. So. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any Anything open? No open positions. No open positions. No open positions. No open positions. Oh man, dang it. That really sucks. That I just didn't get any trades again. Besides this one trade that got death wicked. Alright. We might get something actually if we can start moving down. I think we might run this now. Very possibly. We got a 30-second breaker block. I don't know. Kind of seems really bullish, so. Yep. There we are. Up to all-time highs. On its way. Yo, hey, FA. The stupidest thing happened to me. So, first of all, I would have honestly liked to try this 30-second inversion. I think this was pretty good AMD, and the reality is, I was scared of this external gap. So here's A. Here's M. I was scared of this external gap, but the reality is I can just move stop loss to break even at the gap, and like, okay, it's gonna be like decent chance it's gonna be a break even trade, but then if it does break the gap, then I get to run all these highs, and this would have been a like really good trade. So in the future, like if there's a chance we run an external gap and we have LRLR past the gap, might still give it a chance. Maybe just on an account that like, maybe not my main account, but like, it's probably still worth giving a shot, just moving stop loss to break even right here and then seeing if we do end up breaking that gap. Because this was very good AMD. So I wish I took that one, and then I took this, and at first it looked okay because of the 3-candle inversion, but low-key we weren't delivering from a fair value gap. I guess we had the 30-second gap right here, but once again, we weren't delivering from a ton. The main reason I liked it is because we had previous day's high right here, so I felt like with such a strong draw on liquidity, you could make exception with such a good 3-candle inversion here, but I don't know. It did not end up working out. Actually, you can go watch the clip. It was actually so stupid. I enter, and within like 1 second of me entering, it stops me out. It was the most absurd thing you'll ever witness in your entire life. Like, I genuinely was in shock. I enter, and then instantaneous stop out, and then right to TP. It was crazy. Like I words cannot describe how absurd this wick was. It was like instant death wick. This was like getting stabbed. I like could not believe that it happened. And so anyway, um, that's one of the downsides of having a hard stop loss is you will get these thanks for the liquidity wicks sometimes, and that's just part of having a hard stop loss. Now, obviously, like I like Dodgy's idea of not having a hard stop loss, but realistically, I don't know how to manage that and have a set risk every single time. So I'm just having to do Jan's method of a hard stop loss, and I have my stop loss down here. Just boom, instantaneous stop out, and then right to TP. But this would have been a little. This honestly, if I were to look at this again and see this low key, I probably wouldn't take it just because I see this as kind of like an accumulation range, and this isn't like good enough of a manipulation below the accumulation range. I'd want to see us come down, take out the bottom of this range, and then get that inversion, and then I would probably take it. But just seeing this inversion in the middle of this accumulation range, it's not high enough probability for me in the future. I'm probably not going to take this one, but I would take this one. At least give it a shot, because you can just move stop loss to break even at this gap, and then if it does end up working out, then you get a nice 3-to-1 trade. So that's what I should have done, but oh well. And so let's see if we're getting anything. We just took all-time highs. Figured we were gonna take all-time highs. I was right about the bias all morning. Said exactly what was gonna happen from the beginning of the day. I looked at how basically we reacted off this 6-hour fair value gap here, and to me this was a significant key level. This is also a 12-hour fair value gap. You think you're saying I should stop? What do you mean? But anyway, like I was saying, so here's that 6-hour fair value gap. There's also this 12. It's also a 12-hour fair value gap. It's also a daily fair value gap. To me, this is like a key level for a possible low of the week. And then as well, we got SMT with this low over here. So that kind of confirmed this as a possible low of the week for me. And then measuring out standard deviations of this, I saw that this aligned. This was the manipulation move that took out Asia's lows. This aligned with this new day opening gap here. So I figured the market was drawing up to this new day opening gap. And I was 100% right. That's exactly where we went. But unfortunately, it's hard to capitalize on knowing where the market's going to go when the market just goes straight up. So I don't know what I should have done differently. Maybe this is something we'll just have to back test and see if there were any entries within here. But to be honest, I don't think there were. And I think this was the main entry I could have taken. So unfortunately, it just didn't get anything. But I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew the draw on liquidity. The daily distribution level was aligning right with it as well. That daily distribution level was also right at that new day opening gap. So like 3 confluences all in one place. The 4 to 4.5, the new day opening gap, and the daily distribution level all at the same area. So I had pretty high conviction in that's where we were going. And yeah, SMT with this low too. So I saw this as a buy model, and then we just immediately went up all the way to take out not just this high and the new day opening gap, but straight to all-time highs. So, man, it's hard when it goes straight up because, like, what do you do, right? But I was right about this being a buy model. I was right about the market's bias today, and every day I'm getting a little bit better. So that's all that matters to me. Did we hit the 21,723? You just took the trade 15 minutes ago and can't check it? We hit 21,723. What's that number mean? What's the significance of that? We did hit that though. I don't know what you're wondering. We have LRLR here, so maybe we swept all-time highs. Maybe if we get like, maybe if we get a double purge of this high or something like that, maybe I'll consider taking a short. But like honestly, I'm trying to avoid shorting at all-time highs. Maybe if we get a triple purge, then I would consider for sure. But I don't know. Nice, nice. That's awesome. What trade did you take? Yeah, I'm not really trying to short at all-time highs, honestly. I don't think it's worth the risk. We just got a 30-second inversion. This could work, but once again, I don't know. Just, I'm not going to take a random invert. This could actually work. Should I take this? It's kind of too late. Alright. I didn't even get to set my whatever. Okay, well that's a dub. I didn't even get to set my limit sell or stop loss. I mean, I could have set it, but then I wouldn't have got the entry, so. Oh, dang, that's awesome. This is pretty good trade, though. I mean, just a solid 1-to-1. I knew this probably would work. We're delivering from a fair value gap. We're at all-time highs, so we're just stupidly bullish. And good AMD. I thought this was decent. Just shooting for a 1-to-1. So now we are getting this double purge of this high here. So maybe we'll get a short. I just don't want a short. I'd prefer not to. I would really prefer not to. Not to short. I mean, if we get a triple purge, then maybe. I'm going to make a video on double purges tomorrow, though. I think they're really cool. Like, if you see us push into a key level FA, we fill it halfway, and we purge the high, and then we go down, and then we come back and we purge it again, and fill it all the way, and then come down. Those are like really high probability trades, and I know this because that's how I got wrecked twice in a row, and then there were 2 really good trades afterwards, and I showed that earlier in the live stream. I'm not gonna go back and show it again, but these like double purges after fill, like let's say this was like a New Day opening gap right here, right? Let's say the first one filled halfway and the second one filled it fully. This would be really high probability, right? And so I'm noticing double purges are really, really nice. For like, I wouldn't try and predict a double purge, but if you see it like happen where like you get like this is a bad example because this isn't a nice setup, but let's say you got a decent setup after going halfway, right? Let's say you get a decent setup and that one fails, and then you get a push back up filling the confluence, and then you get another decent setup after filling it after this decent one already failed. That's like, that's when it's really, really nice. It's just it makes your trade really high probability. So I'm gonna make a video on it later, but like, yeah, if this was like a New Day opening gap, for instance, be a good example of a level, or like maybe like this is like a 15-minute fair value gap or something. Yeah, double purges are pretty sweet. They're pretty sweet confluence. But we hit our objective already, so don't really know what else we're gonna target. I'm just watching. I'm not really looking for anything in specific. I don't really want to short. But I don't really want a long either. Just gonna watch. If there's something quick and easy, maybe I'll take it, but like that 30-second inversion I thought was decent. Just knowing the fact that we were probably gonna, where even was it? Oh, it was on the bro, that was a micro scalp. Jeez. I thought that was I've never taken a trade on the 15-second before. Well, now I know I can take trades on the 15-second. That was good 15-second trade though. Like, good AMD. I know we're just stupidly bullish, so any long is gonna work. Like, AM into this fair value gap on the 15-second. People trying to short here are gonna get wrecked, even though, like, yeah, we just took all-time highs. It's not gonna go down on that first pump up above all-time highs necessarily. It's a nice little tiny 15-second AMD. I don't think that was bad. But once again, I'm gonna figure out with screen time if this was a good trade or not. I do think this was decent though. Even though it was a 15-second trade, it was decent. But that's crazy. I even took that. I thought it was the 30-second, which is kind of embarrassing, but whatever. This is another good 30-second trade here. But I think you had just taken this previous day's high, so might not have been super good. And you have an external gap here, but we did just immediately go break that, so I mean, it was probably worth trying. But I don't know. Then again, it's just kind of unclear with this gap. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'd have to back test it a little bit more and look at it. I think this 15-second one was good though. All right, so we are going to move down. We did purge this high here. So honestly, this might be a fake move down. Like we might have to go run this high again. I just know how these markets move. Like, I've seen this happen so many times where like people get in short too early, but then again, we might actually go down. It's possible. Actually, it is. Honestly, it's possible we could get a retracement. Especially maybe to take out the other LR. And this closed below, you could have taken this. I mean, you could have taken this, but I'm not trying to short at all-time highs. Low-key, this might hold, actually. It's possible. But it might not. Actually, if this inverses, it could be a good short. Especially if it inverses on the 1 minute. But I tried to trade like this from the other, like a week ago, and it's so hard to short at all-time highs. Like half of them just don't work. So like this could work. Let's go! BTC's over 100K. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm not taking this because I just know how half the time these shorts do not work. I'll take it on demo though. If we get it. But I don't know because half the time shorts at all-time high just don't work. And I hate taking them. We'll try it on demo. That's so hype that Bitcoin's over 100K. How much further do you think it'll go? Yeah, man, that's crazy. This is on demo, just so everyone knows. I'm just so bullish that I don't want to short. Especially without any additional structure. Like, I don't want to see another purge of this high. I don't know if we're going to get it. We left equal lows. That could be a good target for the future. But once again, it's just so hard to short at all-time highs, so... Yeah, low-key, I think this is gonna hold, honestly. Because I just know, like, how these markets move. I swear, like people get in short too early, and then we go run the highs again. That's probably what's gonna happen. So this 30-second inversion could be okay. Honestly, it actually looks pretty good. But I'll take this on a different account. If we get it. Probably stop loss below this candle. We did not close above. Once we hit this high, stop loss to break even. maybe this was a stupid trade. Honestly, this could be a stupid trade, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this is a stupid trade. But I think we're so bullish, though. Never mind, dude. Alright, backtest it. We'll backtest it. We'll figure it out. Whether that was dumb or not. We'll figure it out. Like, I'm going to be so hesitant when I take trades like this in the future, just because I know if we close too high like this, like, we close too high. I knew we closed too high, too. And, like, man, in the future, I know if we see something like that happen where we close too high, it's not really, like, a clear, good momentum candle, and it's hesitant like that. Like, I'm probably just not going to take it. Especially with LRLR below. But it's just like, it's just hard to want to short at all-time highs. Alright, well, I will journal that. And I'll figure out what I could have done better. So, it's alright. I did kind of see this as AMD, though. That's possible. Alright, we closed below on the 1 minute. We have a BPR here. I'm not even going to take this on demo, but I just want to see if this will hold this BPR. Oh, whoa. If we get this inversion, this would be really good. I'll just target this high. I mean, like I said, there's this BPR here, and we might get rejected by this tiny BPR. But I might just fade this BPR, honestly. We close above? Alright. Stop loss isn't exactly where I want it. I'm gonna move stop loss to break even here. I'm gonna put my stop loss where it needs to go. Just to make sure I just want my stop loss to be where it's supposed to go. And then Because there's good LRLR, I will move stop loss to break even at the end of this, honestly. And this will be my last trade of the day. Alright, if we can just hit this high, then I'm gonna stop loss to break even. I mean, I could even leave runners to go even further, honestly. But do I want to do that? I don't really need to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take profit at all-time highs. I'm just going to try and be conservative. Just hit the 2-to-1s, man. Hit the 2-to-1s. Okay, stop loss to break even. And if I get break even, I'm fine. I don't care at this point. So, we'll just have to see. Finally, this account honestly really needed a good trade because it was down a lot. But we'll see. It might not even hit TP. We'll see. What is this? This is like a 2-to-1. I guess actually, nah, it's just a 1.5 to 1 with my entry. I do want to hold more, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna take profit at the high. Like I want to, but also no. Okay, guess we're gonna stop me at a break even. That would suck. We'll see. I mean, I just imagine we're so bullish. Like every long is just ideal here. We'll see. This is also the Hydra macro. I mean, it's also a close above a breaker too. These up close candles, this close above is a breaker. This validates this as a breaker block. So a couple different models here at once. This close above this, you could enter that as a breaker trade with your stop loss below the breaker. There's a couple different models. But this, honestly, this entry would probably be a little too high. And then your RR is not really great. So I probably wouldn't take that. Well, we'll see what happens. I hope it hits TP, but we'll see. I guess I'll just go to the bathroom and come back. Alright, we'll see. Yeah, it could be nice, but because what, we closed above on the 1 minute. I mean, we've purged sell side a couple times, and we're just so bullish at all-time highs. But if it's that's gonna break even, then it is what it is, I guess. It might. I hope it doesn't. Maybe I should just cut it, bro. If it's just stalling this much, maybe I should just cut it. I don't know. I hate to do that. I kind of just want to let it play out, I guess. I don't know. And we stop myself out. Okay. Alright, break even on the other account. So that's it for today. But low key should have just took most off here, but that's a 0.76 to 1. That's not that good, dude. I would have preferred a 1.5 to 1, you know. It is what it is. This was also during Hydra's macro, so it could have worked, but whatever. It's fine. Break even. Oh. Alright, well. We just got another inversion, but I'm done. This could work, though. It's just an external gap right here. We'll see if this works. We just made a breaker. This is a good breaker. This could work. Because you see the signature and price that swept this low here. That's why that breaker was so good. Sweeping out this low like this. That makes this breaker makes this breaker good. Because we got a low, a high, a lower low, which purged this low, and then a higher high, validating this as a breaker. So when we retest this, explosion. Let's go. It's not really even worth screenshotting. It's whatever. It's also probably gonna fail now. Yeah, it's gonna fail. How cool. Okay. Well, low-key prices chopping around and consolidating. I think I'll probably just call it since it's just chopping around. We hit the objective was hit. I mean, that's the reality of the situation is that objective for the week was hit. So but I will journal all my trades, and yeah, I think it was 2 losses, 1 break even, 1 win today. So the 1 win was pretty nice. I'm just gonna end the stream. I don't think we're gonna get anything else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.